Good morning. It's Thursday, April 16th. And last night in my Bible study, we were studying 1 Peter. And one part talks about suffering, and specifically suffering for being a Christian. And we just talked about how privileged we are to live in the United States. Lynn, our leaders, talked about a story that just happened across the world where kids were, terrorists or extremists went in and to a school or like a kindergarten and asked the kids to denounce their faith in Jesus, otherwise they'd be killed. And there were 16 kids, and out of them 4 refused to deny that they believed in Jesus. They stood for their faith and they were killed. And it's just crazy because that's happening across the world, and we're here and we can go to church freely and pray out loud, and we're just really, really blessed. And sometimes we forget that that's going on. And the other piece we talked about was just suffering in general. And this morning it actually came up in my devotional again, and how this world is not our home. It's broken. It's not perfect. There's a verse, our citizenship is in heaven. And Jesus even says, take heart, you will have trouble in this world, but I have overcome, and you can have peace. And so even in the midst of all of that, we can still have peace when we're going through trials. And one of the other verses I love is that it talks about how our brothers and sisters across the world are going through the same trials as us. And so even though suffering is so hard and painful, we're not alone in that. And what I find so beautiful is that God often puts someone in our life that's gone through that same thing, or can help us along in healing, that have gone a little bit further, that have lost someone, or that have gone through something similar. And we get to do the same. We get to come alongside people that are going through things that we go through. And that's just really, really beautiful, and just really draws us all together as humans. And I just love that that happens. And the last thing that I loved is that one of the verses I read this morning is that the earth is filled with His glory. And so even though this world is broken and painful, there's still God's glory all over. There's fingerprints of His work across the earth, even in birds singing, and sunrises and sunsets, and just people doing amazing things for others. And so we still have hope, and we still have joy, and we get to be a part of the Lord's kingdom advancing on this earth, and goodness winning, and we get to push back the darkness. And I just love that. So I pray today that you're just inspired, and that you see God's goodness and His glory, and just all around you.